What do cruise ships, fall foliage, and Tennessee all have in common? We're going to cover them next. Royal Caribbean's got a shakeup. High fall is the newest sweet spot for travel, and big cruise news coming out of Texas. We'll have that for you in just a second.
Meet Steve and Laura, the wandering empty nesters. This is Book Pack Go, your inside look at real adventures, smart travel tips, and how to wander better. One trip at a time. Let's go.
Hey, Wanderers, it's great to see you again. We've got this week's news and travel for you. I'm Steve, one of the Wandering Empty Nesters, and you notice that Laura's changed a little bit. We have Emily joining back in the nest. Emily is one of the travel advisors, and she's sitting in for Laura today, and she's going to join us.
Hello.
Hello, Emily. So, Royal Caribbean finally suspends Labadee as a port call, Labadee, Haiti, until 2026. And what's interesting about this is that Celebrity did this months ago. And if you don't know it, Celebrity and Royal are the same company. But Celebrity stopped using it as a port of call about 6 months ago. And now Royal has finally said, yep, we're not going to go there anymore.
Royal seems like they just keep every 6 months hoping.
Yeah, and what's interesting, another thing that's interesting about it is that they did this because the U.S. State Department gave it a level 4 do not travel advisory due to crime and kidnapping and unrest. But the thing is that this was a private section with controlled entry. Royal said they had not had an issue there. I don't know. I've not been there myself. I don't know if you can get off the property or if you can go into Labadee itself for excursions like you can at some cruise stops where you've got the private areas, but then you can also go into town. Maybe that was a part of it. They couldn't control who was going in there, but that is off the list. So what are they doing instead? Well, it depends on how long your cruise is. We have one in December that was going to go here, and now it's going to Jamaica. And I saw a 7-day that's now going to San Juan. So there are still some good ports.
San Juan would be a good port.
I think San Juan would be excellent, and I honestly would love to fly to San Juan and then do a cruise to come back because there's just some great ports to call down there, and I would love to see San Juan itself. If I did San Juan, I would stay like an extra couple of days after the cruise ended, then fly out because it's just a fantastic place I hear so much about, and I haven't been able to get there yet. Also, Royal Caribbean in the news. They are now charging for no-shows on specialty dining. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, this is an all-inclusive. How can you charge me extra for not coming to a reservation for specialty dining? And they're going to hit you at $25 a person if you don't show up. But I kind of like this because, some of these fill up really quickly. And there is limited space in these specialty dining rooms. And so like you want to go somewhere on a Saturday night, but a lot of people, they put in these little placeholders. Well, we might do this on Saturday. We might do this on this day. And some cruise lines even allow you to do multiples. They don't recognize that you already have a reservation at another specialty dining place on the same night. So people fill up the reservations. It's very common to go on a wait list or an on-call list if you're there. And so now they're saying, hey, if you don't show up, you decide, oh, we're going to stay in the port, or we're going to hit this instead, or see a show instead. You don't fill that reservation. Nobody got to fill it out because you held it. They're going to charge you. And I think it's fair.
I think so.
If you are on a dining plan, so you can get different categories where you get so many specialty dinings included.
Correct.
So if you get that and you can kind of still do this. And if you don't show up, they're not going to charge you. What it wasn't clear on, and this is something that actually rolled out since September 1st. So as of September 1st, this became a thing. So if you're on a Royal Caribbean cruise right now, you could face this. And I hope you're aware of it if you're on one.
Hopefully that's something they announced.
So my question is like, if you don't show up and you're on a plan, do you lose that specialty dining? Does it still count against you, or do you get to reapply it somewhere else and you just don't get charged? Because I think that's a little unfair because you can still do the same thing. You can still restrict people from being able to get that dining experience because you held it and chose to do something else. But it's an interesting step that a cruise line has taken. And I know some people are going to lash out at this, but I think it's fair for all. I think if you're going to commit to going somewhere, do it. I don't love that it's 24-hour notice. I think a lot can happen on your vacation that 24 hours seems a little long. I would have preferred something like 8 to 12 hours. Like if you're out in a port somewhere and you're having a great time, you're like, you know what? Let's not go back to the ship. In fact, we discovered this great restaurant. We walked by it. It smelled fantastic. We had a little sample and we want to go back. You're within the 24 hours, obviously, because you weren't in that port prior to 24 hours. And now you're facing, a penalty. I think 24 hours is a little extreme. Because so much can happen on a vacation.
And if there's already a wait list, then they can move to the next person pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, if you just don't show up, I think you deserve a penalty.
Yeah.
But I think, and maybe they'll adjust it as this goes. Again, this is a brand new policy. They're going to get some feedback. And we've seen Royal respond favorably to customer feedback in the past. So hopefully they look at maybe some of this and maybe say, okay, maybe 24 is too long. Let's go to 8 to 12. And I think that would
This
be
could be a
better.
trial and error.
I think there's going to obviously be some people that are going to be angry about it. They're going to get caught up in it. They don't really realize it. And maybe they'll adjust from there. Let us know in the comments what is your thoughts on that? You know, if you had a prepaid dining plan and or if you were unable to get a specialty dining, do you think this is fair, or do you think it's first come, first serve, and that those who are prepared win out and those who aren't, they learn from it? What are your comments? Let us know how you feel about it. So let's talk some news about Carnival. Carnival's been in the news a lot. We're only going to cover one of the news things they've been in here recently, the drink package and some other things. We're not going to cover that. We're going to do that in a different episode. But let's talk about Carnival in a good way, and that is that they are expanding the Galveston home port for 27 and 28. They're bringing the Horizon and the Spirit in there to join the Jubilee and the Breeze. And that means more itineraries are going to be going in there to Mexico, longer trips to the Caribbean and Panama Canal. I love this because for the longest time, Florida has been the place. And because of that, the pricing is what it is. Most people, if you're flying out of, if you're going to take a cruise out of Miami, as we are going to in December, you're going to Lauderdale, or some other, you're probably not going into Miami because it's just too expensive.
Right.
Particularly if you should be getting a hotel the day before. And so there's all that pricing that goes in there. I love this about Galveston because other than that, down in the Caribbean area, you're looking at New Orleans, which had a limited number of cruises. But New Orleans is such a party town, such a touristy kind of town. I feel like their pricing, unless you were in the off season, was going to be high anyway. And we see huge differences in prices going off the West Coast to LA. Now, it's a whole different area that you're going to go to. However, the pricing is so much lower. And I'm telling a lot of people when they're looking for pricing, if you can fly to LA, I mean, flights are what they are. I don't know that an LA trip on most airlines is dramatically more expensive than, say, a Miami or a Lauderdale ticket, unless you're flying on, we can't call them budget airlines anymore, but your smaller ones. And I think Galveston's going to fall into that for you. More options is just better for the consumer. It means more pricing opportunities for us. And Galveston, beautiful, brand new cruise port. So I love this about Galveston. I love that they're becoming a true hub, and especially bringing in some of the larger ships. And I think as consumers, we just benefit from these options. Well, now that we're into September, as we go into the fall months, it is foliage season. This time of year, the fall, has always been considered kind of the off season. Prices are reduced, and I think that came about from the warm weather places, but it's kind of become a hot spot all on its own. And that's because people want to see the change of seasons. They want to see the leaves. They want that comfortable, mild weather instead, because it's been hot everywhere. So when you're able to go somewhere and go out in a light coat, it's just even better to experience it because you're going to spend more time outdoors.
I was just looking at a very well-priced weekend in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, early November.
And that's a great time in Wyoming because it snows really fast.
It does.
You're going to get heavy snow. It seems if you're not a skier, you want to get in and out of Wyoming by the end of November.
Yes.
But Bloomberg looked at places around the world that you can go. New York was listed, London, Rome, the Greek Isles, Canary Isles. These are great places to go in the fall, but this was a big one. Travel and Leisure named someplace close to our heart as the #1 foliage destination in the U.S., and that is the Great Smoky Mountains.
Of course, that makes sense.
So it is. If you live in this area, you probably go there at least twice a year. And we all know that it gets a little crowded down there during fall. You got to pick and choose your times. Maybe don't go during a car show if you don't want to be a part of the car show.
I can confirm that is busy.
The roads come to a stop. But when you get up into the mountains, and they listed some of my favorite places, the scenic overlook in Gatlinburg, Rainbow Falls, and my ultimate favorite, Cades Cove.
Can't say I remember Cades Cove.
Cades Cove is such a great place. It's about 45 minutes from Gatlinburg.
Okay, I don't think I've been to that one.
And it's the one where I think you probably have, and you just don't remember. It's like this 10-mile loop, and you can kind of go through there real slow in your car, get your windows down. If you're in a van, the doors are open, and the animals are just coming out. You just kind of drive into the animals. What's interesting, it doesn't happen during this time of year, but if you go not in the fall, even though I know we're talking about fall season, there is a period of time on Wednesdays where they shut it off to vehicle traffic, and you can make that loop on a bike, and we've done it on bikes.
I remember you doing that.
It's fabulous. It's just so exciting when something close to you gets named as the number one place. Also, though, it's kind of not great.
You want to gatekeep it.
Exactly, right?
I don't want that place to be that popular.
I mean, look, folks, we're happy to book this for you, but maybe don't go at the same time. Look, you're all going to go. It's great Christmas time, like the cruise ships and that. Everybody starting in December kicks off all their decorations. Well, places like this do too.
Wonderfully, beautifully.
Yeah, and you've got the lights that are down the streets and the displays, and it's a fantastic place to visit. I love it that it's number one, and I know that it's going to get a little bit busier. And if a lot of you are sitting going like, I don't know where this is, like we heard of the Great Smoky Mountains, but where is Gatlinburg? Pigeon Forge is something Sevierville, but I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop this pin, and everybody's going to know where this is now, and that's Dollywood.
Of course.
Dolly Parton's Dollywood. It has been rated at times higher than Disney for family-friendly places to go.
And I don't think it's as busy as when you go to Disney.
It is. Well, no, it's not probably as busy as Disney, but also it doesn't cost you, an arm and a leg to go there. I mean, I'm not saying they're giving it away, but it's still in the achievable for family of 3 to 5 to take the kids, ride some rides, see some shows, see some quality entertainment in a really nice area. I don't want to say she put it on the map as far as where we live, but I think she put it on the map for the rest of the country. So if you didn't know where this was before, I think you probably have an idea about it now, but you've definitely heard of Dollywood. Even if you didn't know specifically where it is, now you know those two things are related. Check it out.
And if you haven't, we'll gladly send you.
Yeah, let us, if you're interested in that kind of place, let us know. We're happy to set you up and get you sent down there, find you the best deals. And, I think that's a great point, because when you're going to a place like this, and we've talked about it can be busy. I'm talking about a place that you really want to see, and it's 45 minutes away. And I've named some other places, the Overlook and that. And you're like, how do I find where all these things are? Well, obviously you want to go to your advisor who has experience and who can, if they haven't been there in a while, like you didn't remember going to Cades Cove, maybe you were a little bit younger, you didn't drive there, but you have the resources to lean into other advisors and say, hey, I kind of heard of this. What's the best time to go here? And it just makes it easier for us to make that trip for you more memorable, because you're not worn out from doing all the research, and you're not disappointed because you thought you were planning something and you get there and it's not that thing. So, your advisors can definitely help you out with any of these things. It's definitely one of those slow down vacations, because the other reason you want to look at this kind of travel during the fall is we're about to hit the holidays. So we all know how hectic the holidays are. And if you want to just kind of like take a breath, build yourself up, get yourself rested to attack the holidays, this is the kind of thing that really kind of resets you. And then, of course, we're happy to help you with those getaways to a resort or a cruise after the holidays so you can recover from them.
When all 50 of your family members are in your kitchen, you want that weekend getaway?
Before or after?
After.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. So if you're thinking about taking your own fall trip, or that's what we're here for, finding the right fit for you, the right time and the right deal. So all you have to do is show up and enjoy. Thanks for being with us today. We look forward to seeing you again. Stay Wanderworthy.
Thanks for spending a little time with us today. If you enjoyed this and want more insider tips, real travel stories, and deals that make your bucket list closer than you think, be sure to scan the QR code, hit subscribe, or follow. Why? Because every week we bring you ideas that save you money, inspire your next adventure, and show you how to travel smarter without the stress. Don't just dream about travel. Make it happen with us. Follow now so you never miss your next chance to wander worthy.